Joining us to talk about it is a friend of ours. We've had him in the studio before, Billy Downing, who's the managing director of the ESM Group, which is a company that helps you find the college loan that'll get you into college or keep you there. Morning, Billy.
Good morning.
Okay, so first of all, what's your first reaction to the fact that these college presidents got their raises?
Well, the college newspapers this morning are having a field day. I was reading it on the way in, and they are absolutely letting the CSU board have it. You know, I think you just get to the point where you say enough's enough, and we're going to start looking elsewhere. And I think for a lot of local kids who now say, gosh, can I even get into Sac State? I think they're finally saying, okay, you know what, let's go to the next step. Let's find the other schools that will take me, where I can get loans, where I can get my classes. That's the big challenge. And I think you got a lot of frustration from current students, but also the kids who will be applying and now are really looking at Plan B.
We had Darrell Steinberg on yesterday, the Senate president, and he talked about this, and he made one argument. He was kind of in the middle of the road, but his one argument was, well, you know, if you don't pay these people, you're not going to attract good people. But I got to think that if you cut that by 30%, pay $200,000 to some young, bright educator, they'd love to be the university president here.
You know, I think and I don't disagree with Mr. Steinberg, but I think the reality is that the timing of all this needs to be thought. And when you have major cuts happening, 16,000 kids could be potentially affected, and another 20,000 for the fall 2013. Those are big numbers. I mean, those are big numbers. To announce a pay increase to 2 university presidents with the car allowance, with the housing allowance, you're only asking for a lot of backlash, and they're getting it this morning.
And your point is very well made, though, because for the kids who are not going to get into the CSU or the state system,
are kids going to other state schools and going to end up working in other states?
Right.
So I think, you know, it's a long-term problem for California, and not just for California higher education, but for the California employment and economy in a whole. Those are our kids. We've educated them here, and they're going to end up working in Dallas and Portland and Chicago and New York, and not in Sacramento, San Diego, and Los Angeles.
So the problem used to be, okay, I'm in college, how do I pay for it? Now I'm not going to worry about paying for it, I'm worried about getting in first.
You know, Ed, you had the point last time that I was here. Maybe it's the time to start thinking about vocational schools and trade schools, and, you know, maybe college isn't for everybody. I'm not sure I subscribe to that just yet, but boy, you start looking at 5-6 phone calls that I had yesterday from Sacramento families saying, hey, we got the rejection letter from Sac State. What do we do now?
wow.
That's pretty shocking for most families to realize that the school that we've all kind of planned as our, hey, we're going to go there and it's going to be a great school, and Sac State is a great school, people are not getting in. And I think people are now saying, okay, we have to make a decision. What can we afford and what makes sense? But we got to go another direction, because the CSUs and the UCs are becoming so tough to get into.
Before we let you go, Billy, what do you think of the online colleges?
You know, you have a huge uprise in the for-profit colleges, the University of Phoenix of the world, the DeVrys of the world. And, you know, for some kids, maybe that's the path to go. I still say that affordable higher education in the traditional sense is still available. And what families need to be looking at other parts of the state, other schools that maybe weren't on our radar 5 or 6 years ago, but should be on our radar now. There are opportunities for the California kids to go other places. We just have to kind of open our geographic minds.
And you have to help them find a way to pay for it.
We hope so.
Okay, thank you, Billy.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Billy Downing, good.
Billy Downing, Managing Director of the ESM Group, and he does help people find loans to pay for the college education. So we'll put his information on our site for you, KFBK.com, keyword morning news.
Come back again, Billy.